Every February, my brother and as many buddies as we can convince go winter backpacking. Most people think we're crazy for spending the night out in sub-freezing temperatures. But over the years and a few cold nights, we've learned a few things that keep us warm throughout the night and get a decent night's sleep. In this video, I'll share some of those tricks with you guys, so if you decide to take a trip out in the winter, you'll be able to stay warm and have a decent night's sleep. First off, I'm going to go over some of the gear that I use to keep me warm throughout the night. First off, it's super important to have a sleeping bag that is rated down to the temperatures you'll be sleeping in. This is a 0-degree bag that I use now, and it works great down to the single digits. First couple years I did use a 30-degree bag with a sleeping bag liner. That was supposed to add 10 to 15 degrees to the bag, but it just didn't keep me warm enough down to those single-digit temperatures that I was camping in. Next piece of the puzzle is to have a good insulating layer between you and the ground. So for that, I use a car windshield screen. It's like a bubble wrap material. And then I also use a air pad that has a 5.7 R value. The combination of those work great. You can also use a closed cell foam pad instead of the windshield screen. That adds a little bit more R value and comfort while you're sleeping. My air pad did come with a pump sack. It just has a little hole in here you put over the valve of your sleeping pad, fill it with air, and then pump it into your bag. This is a great option for winter camping because you don't want to be blowing your warm air into the sleeping pad, which is then going to freeze. The next piece of the puzzle is to have a good tent. This is an REI 3-season tent. Works pretty good for keeping the snow and wind out. And it has 2 vestibules. If you are camping with a buddy, you don't have to climb over each other to get in and out. All right, now I'm going to go over the evening routine that I use when I'm getting ready for bed. I will get my merino base layers. I'll throw them inside my jacket, and those will start warming up while I'm standing around the fire boiling some water. I use that boiled water to heat up my little body warmer, the Nalgene bottle here. You don't want to put boiling hot water in these, but you can put extremely warm water in there. So fill your Nalgene up, secure your lid very tightly, and then put it in your sleeping bag about 5 to 10 minutes before you're ready to go to bed. So once you're ready for bed, make sure you go to the bathroom a few different times and make sure your core body temperature is nice and warm before you get in your tent. If you get in your sleeping bag and your body's cold, you will be cold all night long. So I'll either go for a quick jog or do some jumpy jacks right before bed if I need to. Then I'll go and get my sleeping bag ready, get my long johns on. I will put my wool socks on, and I'll either use a balaclava if it's very cold out, or just a regular beanie. And I will also use this down jacket. I usually wear this hiking, so I'll take this off, zip it back up, and put it down in the foot box of my sleeping bag, and then I'll be able to put my feet in there. That just gives you a little bit more insulation to keep your toes warm throughout the night. Also, the fun thing about sleeping in the cold is most likely you're going to have to wake up and go to the bathroom. This is where a pee bottle comes in real handy to minimize the amount of time you're outside of your sleeping bag. So if you're not sleeping with anybody in the tent, you can just get out of your bag quick, take care of business in your tent. If you are sleeping with a buddy, you can use your vestibules, but the big thing is not to waste a lot of time. Get out of your bag as quick as you can and get back in there. That will keep a lot of heat in your sleeping bag, and your core temperature will stay nice and warm. I had a buddy that went on a trip with me and my brother that did not think he needed a pee bottle, and he ended up getting out of his tent. He lost all the heat that was in his sleeping bag, and his core temperature dropped quite a bit, and he was pretty scared that he was going to freeze. But luckily he had a Nalgene bottle, and he was able to warm up and at least survive through the night. So those are all the tips that I've learned over the years that keep me nice and toasty and give you a good chance of getting a good night's sleep. If you'd like to see the latest winter hike my brother and I went on, go ahead and click on the link above. That'll take you there. And if you have any questions about winter camping, go ahead and leave those in the comments for me. And thanks for watching.